I have 2 dogs here, just FYI. And because I'm in a cottage, they hear and see everything.
Yeah.
So I'm hoping we won't have a dog freak out, but it's possible.
Hello, everyone. Welcome to This One's Dedicated To. I'm Jennifer Ziegler.
And I'm Chris Barton. We both write books for young people, and we love talking with other authors of books for young people about the dedications in their books.
And that's what This One's Dedicated To is all about. And today is very special. We have our first double interview episode with Liz Garton Scanlon and Kevan Atteberry. Thank you, everyone, for joining us.
Thank you.
Hey, thanks.
And we were wondering if Liz and Kevan, you would start by reading out loud the dedications you wrote for I Want a Boat.
Sure, absolutely. So my dedication reads, "For my VCFA community, here's to thinking outside the box."
And mine says, "For Ella."
All right. So why is this particular book dedicated to the people that it's dedicated to VCFA and to Ella?
So for me, I should clarify for anyone watching who is either confused by or dislikes acronyms, VCFA is the Vermont College of Fine Arts, where I am on faculty in the Writing for Children and Young Adults program, along with my Zoom companion here, Jenny Ziegler. So I've thought for quite a while about trying to dedicate a book to the community of writers at VCFA, and this one seemed particularly well suited because it's about creativity and imagination. And while we talk very specifically and granularly about the nuts and bolts of craft and skills there, at its heart, it's a home for creativity and imagination. And so I love for books who are dedicated to someone to have the dedication really make some sort of heart or logical sense. And that worked in this case, in that it's a celebration of both of those things, creativity and imagination.
And I dedicated mine to Ella, who is my first grandchild, and now I have 2, but Ella is going on 3. And I struggled to who to dedicate books to, and I pretty much ran through my family and my, I did my wife a couple of times, and friends and stuff. And so this just kind of fell into my lap. It was perfect for it. And actually the girl in the book is probably about Ella's age. And I can't wait to put it in her hands, the real Ella.
So luckily your family is expanding and you have more
Yes.
people to, that works out very well. So both of you have regularly collaborated with people for your books. Both of you have worked, obviously, with other authors and illustrators, and Liz, you've collaborated with other authors. And so I'm wondering, as collaborators, when it comes time to do the dedication, if you ever discuss the dedication with your collaborators, or if the other dedication in any way sort of informs yours. And Kevan, I'm going to start with you this time. Kevan, you go first.
Okay. Well, great. I like this question because the first, 3 or 4 books that I illustrated for other authors, I did not have dedications in. I did not know it was available to me. Maybe I didn't think about it, and I regret it, and I wish I could go back and dedicate them now. But I've never, I've never really talked to the author about what my dedication is or what their dedication is. However, I did a series of books I illustrated a series of early readers for Dory Hillstead Butler, and I did talk to her about the dedication for the first book, and it's an epistolary tale between a cat and a dog, and I dedicated it to all my friends that send letters, and to the U.S. Postal Service, which I think is one of our greatest jewels. And at the time when I did that, it was in danger of going away.
Oh gosh.
So I really encourage people to use the post office. But that's the only time I've ever really discussed it with anyone else.
So you're surprised, like the others, when you read the dedications usually.
Yeah.
How about you, Liz?
Yes, I'm going to say same. Although I love this question so much. And I also, like Kevan, sometimes find it challenging to think about who to dedicate a book to, and make sure I haven't forgotten people that I should have dedicated a book to, and things like that. But I love this question so much because it makes me think that would be one creative solution, is get in touch with the illustrator and kind of discuss like the theme of the book and who are we thinking of. My exceptions, like Kevan, I have a couple of exceptions, and those are the books that I've co-written with Audrey Vernick. And I think because of co-writing, it has seemed a little more natural to discuss dedication than it would have author illustrator wise. So for example, one of our books that we did together is called Dear Substitute, and it is about substitute teachers, a substitute teacher, and how that kind of throws a class into disarray. And both Audrey and I have a sister who's an elementary school teacher. So it was very natural for us to dedicate the book to teachers, and in particular, our own personal favorites. And so it worked for the two of us and thematically with the book. But this question makes me think that we could get a lot more clever about dedications and syncing them up a little bit, which is kind of fun.
Especially if we're both running out of people to dedicate.
And some of us don't have grandbabies. Just even having this discussion makes me think back to the various books and the various dedications. It's a way of me kind of tracking not just the books, but the history of my books and where I was at the time, and which relationships I was associating my work with. And it's a really sort of sweet way to walk down memory lane, rather than the books themselves. Oh, there we go. I got your dog going. That was a way of saying enough. You're really long enough.